Good day. I am back home and we are in October, but this reading will be relevant whenever you are watching it. All right, so the cards are showing me to do a love reading, and we're just going to have a love reading and see what comes through. First, we're going to start with your identifier to see if you resonate with that, and then you can listen to the rest. Okay. One, two, three. Okay, so number one, you are feeling very confused. You're confused about your relationship. You're confused about your connection, what you should do. Okay, so there has been a breakup. There has been a disconnect. You are feeling, well, first of all, you're experiencing sleepless nights. It's worrisome. You're worried about it. You're worried about the situation. You're worried about your relationship. You're worried whether you made the right decision. It could be that you even left because of something and you're worried whether you made the right decision about leaving. And this is definitely giving you a lot of emotions that are worrisome. You are the Queen of Cups, so you're a sensual, sensitive woman who is in touch with, you're very emotional. You're very feminine. You're very sensual and attractive. You have that strength about you that is very, you have a strong presence, but in a very feminine, in a very fluid way. You're very attractive. You can even have very like nice curves or and beautiful hair. Like you have some nice features about you, and and you get complimented on them. You get complimented a lot on how you carry yourself, or maybe like there's something that, there's like a feature about you that a lot of men find very attractive. You're also independent in the sense that you have stable income. you have your own thing going, you have a job that you go to, you're hardworking, but it's showing me like you have stability in whatever you're doing. So you're not in a place in your life where you feel like you have no direction whatsoever. You have some stability, you have choices, you have options, you know which way, like what your options are as far as your career. You understand that what you're capable of, that you have what you have to bring to the table, and you have some ground under your feet, meaning you don't feel helpless, you don't feel lost, you don't feel like, oh my god, my world is falling apart. There, we don't have that in this first position. This woman definitely has some stability. You can even have some stagnation, if that makes sense, in your career. It's possible that you're like overdue for some kind of a change. So it's you have been doing what you're doing for a while. You have been working wherever you're working for a while. Okay, there's some form of stagnation at work. Okay, so let's see what's happening with your love life and what is happening with that person. Okay, like I said earlier, I felt that you were the one that left, but you didn't leave for no reason. You guys are coming out as a couple, but you found out that there was a lie, infidelity, or something dishonest. And that caused a lot of worries, and it gave you a different look on your relationship as a whole. There, you started to argue, and even internally, currently, you're feeling like, is this really the right person for me? And you left because you knew that that was the right thing to do. In your heart, you feel very guarded and very betrayed, and like your whole world fell apart. You don't want the relationship to be like it has been. You don't want that same, you want the relationship, but you don't want it for what it is now. You had to make a decision. You will have to make a decision. I see that it will be... How does he feel? He really wants you. He really wants you. He's just like... I want her. I'm very guarded. I'm very like, I don't know how to approach her. I don't know what to do to make it better. I think that you guys will have an argument or some kind of a conversation where you will disagree or, have this spark of emotions. But through that, you will ignite that passion. So he will come to you with some kind of an argument. Like there will be, like if you are not talking right now, he will come back and it may take a little bit of time. It will take a little bit of time, but he will definitely come through. He'll show up if there is no contact right now. If you guys are talking, I see an argument coming. There will be a disagreement, but it will be very passionate. He feels like he doesn't know how to approach you. He feels like he doesn't know how to smooth things over, how to make things better, how to get back to a place where everything is stable. There's you feel more secure. He's worried that you're going to leave, and it could be because of that insecurity. Okay, so you will go on some kind of a date. You will have fun together. So, or at least you'll plan to have fun. But it will be a little disappointing, or not how you wanted it, or not how you imagined. It'll be like, yeah, that could be also the time that you argue. But I do see that if there is no contact, or if there is, you guys, I see some kind of a conversation, a meet, some kind of activity together, maybe a date. I see that in the future, but it won't go as greatly. It could make you feel like, okay, what am I doing? Is this really what I want? Is this really what I want? Is he really what I want? It'll leave you even more confused. So should you be with him? The High Priestess. What that means is use your intuition, listen to your heart, listen to your soul, and follow that. Okay. Number 2. Okay, here you are a very catering person. All right, here again we have, here again we have a lie, cheating, betrayal, some form of betrayal, lie, or something along those lines. You're a very catering person. You tend to take on more than you should. You just have a tendency to take responsibility, do things, like have your own, do your own. Maybe even you think that by acts of services you are becoming more likable. I mean, this could not be applicable to everyone, but I'm just, I'm receiving a message that there's a relationship pattern that you have that you may not even consciously be aware. So possibly now that I say it, you may not even fully receive it, but that's something, you could just take as food for thought. But when you get into a relationship, you tend to be too flexible. You tend to be very accommodating to the other person and adjust to how they are, what their needs are, and what they want, and maybe even to an extent lose yourself. But and if not lose yourself, but rather like you want to be liked, and you want to be received, and you want to get that attention, and you feel like by presenting yourself as someone who is very giving with their time, or maybe things, or yourself, and adjusting to the other person, then that will have an effect on your relationship for the better. So there was some form of, with your relationship that you're in, a connection, a situationship, whatever you want to call it. There is distance. There was some form of a lie, some form of a betrayal, something that you found out. Yeah, I mean, there was some kind of a lie. All right, so you have a very passionate connection. So this connection is new. This connection is something that gives you those butterflies, and you feel alive. You feel like something, it's giving you something that you need. What are you like? Okay, if we're talking about you, I think that I would describe you as someone who can break hearts. You have that very charming aura about you. You're very attractive. You have things that a lot of men find attractive, and you're very wanted. And I actually see a lot of men trying to talk to you, in your DMs, or, just however and wherever. You play by your rules. You play by your rules because you have you have a very grounded vibe, but at the same time, it feels very, you have that sexual, you have very sexy presence. But with that sexy presence, underneath that, you have a very captivating stability about you. Like you know who you are. You understand. You have some very strong qualities about you that are intimidating. You can be a very intimidating woman because you not only do you understand that about yourself, but you also have like some masculine strands about you. And what that means is you're not just someone who is easily swayed or manipulated. You are in a place of your life where you take full responsibility, and you play by your rules. You play by your rules, but at the same time, in a relationship, whenever you enter it, you could seek to be that feminine self, and unfortunately a lot of people get intimidated, so you tend to attract men that are a certain kind. So, and it depends on exactly what your where you're at. But yeah, I see that you like to play by your rules, but at the same time, like, you could get you don't always get to experience the kind of relationship that you want because of your relationship patterns that you may not even realize. So you tend to take on more that you can carry, as I said from the beginning. Okay, so let's get into your relationship. There has been some distance. It has been because of an argument, disagreement. What does he feel? He feels like he wants to come to you. He's just trying to get emotionally ready, and right now he's not ready, but he experiences a very strong pull towards you. He will come, and there will be that moment of transformation. You should stay to yourself. You shouldn't reach out. That could also have been talking about that nuance from the very beginning, as far as like you being more active or maybe taking on more than you should. I think, you know, the advice we have here is for you not to do too much. I think this is the point of this reading. In this relationship, try to not do more than him. Try to do the same or less to maintain that balance, because there's a karmic lesson in here for both of you. And, you know, that's the main theme. That's the main theme of this spread. You need to learn to be more passive. You need to learn how to be pursued by a man. How to let him pursue you. And in general, yeah, that would be, you need to take a step back. You need to take a step back and just enter your feminine being. Become, you know, the woman that should be chased after, which you are already that, but you just have a very strong personality that I think that you sometimes tend to take over, be too accommodating, like you could be a little extra. So yes, there's a karmic lesson in you for here. You know, you're definitely important to this man, whoever you are thinking about. If we were to see what he feels. I mean, he feels like it's over. He feels like you don't want the relationship. He feels like you want to end it. Feel towards you like, okay, he will want to reconcile. He'll want to put in the work. He definitely is drawn to you. He will try to think of a creative way to come through. Like, he'll try to think of something, because he feels like there's something to work for and fight for. You're something to fight for. He might use something like work or money related from the past. Maybe a situation. Something like that to start the conversation. Yes, just be very, very calm and very, like a little distance. Keep a little distance. That's your advice. Okay, number 3. Here we have a woman that is very bright. She stands out. You stand out. But you might have a hard time connecting with people because you may not be fully aware of. It may be hard for you to connect with people. Like, you may be very picky. You may have a very particular taste. But you're very... like, you're someone who people look at and they're like, wow, you stand out. You stand out, and what people see and what's happening inside you may be different things. I think that you come across as someone who is very open, but you may be very guarded. You may be very different. You may have something about you that is very unique. It could be about how you carry yourself. How you, like, your presence is very, very unique. You could even be a mom. Like, you could have a child. You may get some kind of an offer, or already got some kind of a job or offer, or something like that. Okay, so again here, we have a relationship that cooled off. You know, someone left someone, there was a breakup. Something happened where there was a disconnect. Okay, your love that you could be long distance. You guys could be far from each other. Okay, you guys could be far from each other, or you're currently not talking, or both. There's a lot of distance. There's a lot of distance. You're not getting what you need. Your needs are not being met. You feel alone. You feel alone right now. You feel like you're by yourself. You're in a place where you're like, okay, which way, like, what do I do? How do I, like, what do I do, basically? How do I change this? How do I move forward? And let's see what he feels. Yeah, he feels like you are, you know, the Empress. You are that woman. You are everything. But again, there's even emotional distance from him. Yeah, but I see, I think it's either that's the reality, or he thinks you have a lot of men around you. And that's making him feel very emotionally distant. He definitely has feelings. He sees you as this amazing, wonderful woman that he is definitely attracted to. That he sees has a lot, gets a lot of attention. You get a lot of attention. The other men find you attractive. So the past will kind of be like, there's gonna be an overturn. Like a breakup, if you're not broken up yet. And it will kind of be up in the air. There's gonna be distance. All right, let's see. Are you guys going to get back together? I mean, you will have an opportunity because you, yes, you will get back together. You'll get back together. Because you have an emotional draw and you have feelings towards each other. And that will be the reason, by no means, by any means, I mean. You have that pull, so you're not ready to let it go. So for that reason, you will. but there's definitely going to be some chaotic situation. If it hasn't happened yet, it will. All right, well, thank you.